Doubles and coffee. The PNM and the PNM fake news media is turning our entire nation, the politics, the issues, the debate, into a total abject joke. Do you know that Colm Fraid, the man who say all ain't riot yet, the worst Minister of Finance in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, a man who was responsible for bringing more pain and suffering to an entire population than any other, a man who had the audacity to bully the Auditor General, who was unknown, unnamed, we did not know who he or she was at the time, who could not, his ministry could not provide documentation for the Auditor General to have or formulate an opinion on the national accounts for 2 years. A man who paid Rhoda Barrett $3.3 million, the most vile, disgusting, asinine, pathological imbecile on God's green earth. Imagine Colm Fraid, the abusive dwen, the ridiculous, obnoxious, cross-talk, full contribution politician who hates people through his behavior, his abject disrespect for the masses over the years. Imagine Colm Fraid and the PNM fake news media are trying to make a story and a discussion, so much so that I on Doubles and Coffee have to address it, about Kamla-Reject threatening violence, a 74-year-old grandmother who Rhoda Barrett called mouthpiece, tried to say that she's so weak, she can't walk, she's feeble, she shouldn't be prime minister because she leg is strong and she can't pump iron like Marvin Gonzalez, Faris and Lala pumping together in the gym and taking pictures and hugging up and massaging each other in the mirror. That's Rhoda Barrett's position. That's Colm Fraid's position. And they call her all sort of ridiculous, nasty names. But now, they move from that, from Rhoda Barrett saying mousy and smally and weakling, so she could cuff down people and threaten violence. And they're trying to create that as a talking point. And then calling upon former Speaker Berendra Sinanan. I have some respect for you. Please hush. Go in your bed and hush. Because when Stuart Small-Pin-Young went with his Zami comment about female parliamentarians and the leader of the opposition going in the bathroom to Zami, I think you didn't say nothing. The next one, Mohammed, well, you suffering from a tabanka for Lord alone knows what. You're trying to comment now on parliamentary behavior because the Prime Minister, after being threatened, abused with the arrogance and the finger pointing of Colm Fraid, throws back a banter and a retort to say, I'll cuff you down. Yes, she cuffed him down, politically battered him and his party. She cuffed down Stuart Small-Pin-Young straight out of the office of Prime Minister that he was selected for, the bully. Imagine the media did not want to carry the bullying of Imran Khan, 5 years of bullying of a boy at St. Mary's College. Didn't want to print no story and talk about that, where the boy after 5 years had to eventually become violent because of torture for 5 years by Stuart Small-Pin-Young. And he beat Small-Pin and threw him in a dustbin. And the St. Mary's boy called Stuart Small-Pin-Young Dustbin Terrier. They wanted that to be Prime Minister. They wanted that to be Prime Minister without process, with bullying of the PNM and bullying of the country. But now, the Honorable Prime Minister telling Colm Fraid she would cuff him down, which means obviously politically batter him and beat him, just like she did on April 28th, just like she did to Rowley, beating Rowley and cuffing him politically in the head, his chest, his face, and making him quit. Rowley quit and put them forward, them PNM, to take more cuff and blows politically. Colm Fraid and the PNM news media trying to make it seem like the granny, Kamla-Reject Pnm, is threatening violence upon Colm, but Mama Pool is too good a word for you. Y'all think I joking? Colm, but on X tweeted this. Let me read it for y'all, Last Friday, the PM, the Prime Minister, who is head of the National Security Council, so he invoked serious thing. National Security Council, the head, the lady in charge of our safety and our security and our forces and our TTPS and our policy against crime, to fight guns and killing and murder and rape and home invasion. That's what Colm but did here in a tweet, that Kamla-Reject, who is the head of the National Security Council, so he implying that she has power to get other people to cuff him down, whatever he trying to imply, but it's asinine in essence. Threatened physical assault in Parliament. Now, anyone who understands, physical assault, just threatened, there has to be some possibility of that physical assault. How could a 74-year-old lady who's sitting 10 meters across from you get up to cuff you, Colm Imbert, or to give you some sort of fear that there was a possible threat of violence? She's Usain Bolt. She's Muhammad Ali. It's disgusting, and the mere fact that Colm Imbert and them PNM will do this, thinking that it assists their politics, that people in Trinidad and Tobago will say, hey, Kamla was going to bust a right cross and an uppercut on Colm boy. Only let we vote PNM. Let we vote for Colm and them. Oh God, bring back the PNM. Kamla violent. Oh God, she was going to bust up his head and cough up out the teeth and knock him out. They really believe that, This is the stupidity that passes in Trinidad and Tobago. She threatened physical assault in Parliament, said Colm Imbert. This did not appear to be banter. Now you see, Colm Imbert is a masterful liar, a pathological one, and you have to monitor him very carefully. You see, he did not state categorically, as I just stated before, that she threatened violence, because obviously it was banter and crosstalk. So here he adds it, an addendum with a modicum of truth. This did not appear to be banter. You see, he didn't say it wasn't banter. He didn't say it was a threat. He said it didn't appear to be banter, but rather a statement of intent to be violent. Really, Colm? You afraid the 74-year-old granny who your girl Rhoda Barrett called mousy and showing that she can't walk, she moves slow, she'll be careful going down steps, as if that is a problem? Really? And this is what passes as politics for the PNM. The PNM wants this to make you change your mind from voting them out in a landslide to giving them another chance to decimate the country, to portray the corrupt policies of recusals on the population, to tell you wean yourself off the government. But rather a statement of intent, says Colm Imbert, to be violent from the person responsible for anti-crime policy in TNT. So he makes some leap of logic trying to connect banter and political cough down with Kamla-Reject esteemed position as the head of the National Security Council in charge of the anti-crime policy. That is Colm Imbert and the mass PNM fake news media trying to turn that into a story. A bigger story than a selected bully prime minister selected by Rowley foisted upon the PNM without following the constitution, and then attempted to foist him upon Trinidad and Tobago as a prime minister. A bully of untold proportions from St. Mary's College, an elitist. Everything he got was given to him by his daddy. An obnoxious abuser. A man who was caught on red hot mic with telling female parliamentarians, Kamla-Reject and Khadija Amin, that they were going in the bathroom to Zami and all kind of thing, and then cuss his colleague Dial Singh with the F word. Go and listen back to it. The media didn't try to say anything about that. They were trying to say, let's go, even though the then Speaker of the House, the PNM Speaker, the most biased speaker in the history of the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, was forced to say that his behavior, that of Stuart Smallpin Young, was vile, disgusting. Where was Barendra Sinanan and Nizam Mohammed at that time? When Rowley used the Parliament to threaten Molina and asking him, if you want to talk about elitists, come outside. And then when he was talking as Prime Minister and saying he wearing boots called shit kickers, where all it was? You see, nobody wants to hear you. You're PNM sycophants because you're dishonest, you have no character, and you have no ability to talk the truth. You see, the Douglas and Doubles and Coffee yesterday, I detest Amory Brown. But wasn't I man enough to say whoever made those threats to shoot him in the head and against his children should be arrested and dealt with seriously because it's not on? You see, that's why people watch Doubles and Coffee, because they don't play the fool. So Barendra Sinanan and Nizam Mohammed and the PNM fake news media, nobody wants to hear y'all. That's why OCM making a loss. Your real estate making money, good. Well, go and sell house. Maybe you could sell Ralph Gonzalez some house. But your media outlets losing money. Newsday had to close down the Tobago office because they're losing money. They say we close down, but we can still cover Tobago good. So what you had the office there first? The Guardian Media, $14.5 million loss in 9 months. CNC3, TV6, why? Because of this nasty, dishonest way you have of trying to portray the PNM as something upholding, something that people could believe in. The PNM is dead, and we will continue to bury it. So, when I was in the Parliament back in 2011 and so on, and Glenn Ramadasing was talking, and Rowley told him, sit down and go and put more coconut oil in your head. What was that? That was the most racist, nasty comment. I jumped up and Wade Mark had to tell me, and I shouted out and screaming, it's racist. Let me tell you, my mother used to put coconut oil in my head, my Indian sari wearing mother, to protect my hair from the chlorine as I trained 4 and 5 hours per day in the chlorine to represent Trinidad and Tobago. Rowley, you big fool. You never represent Trinidad and Tobago in nothing. You have no skill at nothing. You play golf for 50 years and you still suck. You're a total disgrace. And that's what this country accepts. But when Kamla Prasad Bisesa, in the face of a bully, an arrogant, obnoxious bully called Colm, who tries to bully everybody, but in the Joint Select Committee, he tried to bully me. You can't bully me, boy. He tried to shout louder than me, call me a voice not louder than mine, boy. Right? So I go deal with you one by one, Joint Select Committee across the board, any debate, call me, but now you come, you're so desperate, you say Kamla wanted to be violent with you, the grandmother. Your little mama pool. You and your boy some paramin. Or here's some real mama pools, boy. What else? Email gate. Imagine Rowley went in a parliament having held things for 6 months that were not emails. Total concoction and fabrication. Called a motion of no confidence in a sitting prime minister and a government. Came and lied for an hour and 15 minutes in the parliament. And the media didn't attack him and say, Rowley disgraceful, Rowley you liar, Rowley is ashamed, Rowley should resign, Rowley is pathetic, dishonest. But you're talking about making, when Kamla tell him, but she go cuff him down. She did cuff him down. She cuffed down the whole PNM. She cuffed down Patrick Manning. She cuffed down Rowley. She cuffed down Smallpin. She cuffed down him, but she cuffed down Al-Rawi. She cuffed down Gatsby Dolly, all politically. And she will cuff down Penny Becker. Well, Penny Becker's when him get a chance. Because Rowley and Smallpin coming to cuff she down. So that was political banter. And you all are continuing this nonsense. Members of the population, reject the PNM fake news media. Reject the PNM continuously moving forward. There is hope with Kamla Prasad Bisesa. The country is moving forward. Energy is coming back. Production is up. Opportunities and foreign direct investment are coming. Safety and security is on the increase. Things will improve. Wages and labor are being respected. Fireburn the PNM. Calm. Oh gosh. Be careful, Colm. Kamla go cuff you. Don't cry now, baby. Bless.